So there was a lot of like sexual tension between the whale and his nurse.
What? What? What's really cool is today we're talking about first movie that was suggested from viewers of the channel, which I'm really excited about.
People like you.
Oh, did you see who submitted it?
Oh no, I didn't.
You
I
don't have to
should.
know.
Only
I,
we
I,
will know that.
I don't. Yeah, I'd want to ask it first before, like, hey, do you care if you shout it out in the episode?
So we're gonna ask them.
And it'll probably be in the description instead.
Yes. So if it's not in the description, they don't want you to know.
Exactly. But yeah, so this is the first movie. Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yep, that's it. First viewer suggestion.
I have never seen this movie before.
Okay.
I was super excited to see it because it gets brought up a lot, but it was not at all what I was expecting it to be.
Oh really?
Oh my, no. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not that.
I saw it a long time ago.
Yeah. It came out 2012.
I think so.
Yeah. Wow. Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I was interested in it because I liked, when I was a kid, I liked Percy Jackson a little bit. I wasn't like a crazy Percy Jackson fan. But I liked it casually. And of course, Logan Lerman was Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. And then Emma Watson, because I also like Harry Potter. And so that's what kind of made me want to see it. And yeah, I also was not expecting it to be like what it was.
Yeah.
And I think seeing it when I was younger versus seeing it when I was older was really good. Understood it a lot better.
Wait, say that again?
I understood it better when I was older and I watched it versus when I was younger and I watched it.
Yeah. I can't imagine watching that when I was younger. That'd be crazy. I don't know. What even was the movie? It was, you can call it like just kind of a high school film. And that has kind of like a connotation with it, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off kind of vibes. But man, that's like night and day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this movie felt so like authentic and like just honest, like just autobiographical almost. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
It was super awesome. The book came out, I think 1999, which was quite a while ago. And I think the author also adapted the screenplay and directed.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
So awesome. I think that's what helps it feel so authentic.
Yeah.
And kind of just consistent. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I always forget Paul Rudd's movie somehow.
Yeah. That's
I
funny
like
because he's
him.
got the line that's like quoted the most.
I know. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Paul Rudd. What I like most about the movie is, the title, Perks of Being a Wallflower. You know, perks of being kind of outcast, almost like an underdog, but can't say they really win.
Yeah.
And I think you hit it by saying it's very real. All three of them struggle different things, but they find each other, and that's what makes them stronger. They find kind of what they're missing in their little group
With each other?
Yeah. Yeah. I think you hit it. I say it's really real. Almost it's uncomfortably real sometimes.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's a great way to put it. It's definitely uncomfortably real. It's really kind of detailed and nuanced, and I think that's what makes it feel very authentic because it's kind of trope wise similar movie to I think a lot of like high school type movies. But yeah, it definitely set itself apart from like any other kind of movie like that by just being so brutally honest and self-aware. Probably just was like kind of excerpts from the author's life strung together and embellished or whatnot. That's what it felt like.
Was there a particular scene or character that really stuck out to you?
I don't know. As far as sticking out or any scenes or anything.
I know it's really cliche. It's like just to repost it all the time.
Yeah.
But one of my favorites is when they're driving in the tunnel and Emma Watson stands out of the car and I love that scene.
Yeah. I love that scene because I think that scene kind of like encapsulates a lot of like kind of maybe what the movie's about, at least the way I viewed it and the way I felt while I was watching it. It kind of just had a lot to do with survival and death and life. And I think that scene kind of encapsulates it so well because it's kind of like a cheesy line or whatever, like we are infinite. You know what I mean? I think that feeling is what everyone searches for because it feels like a relief from like the knowledge of finite things. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even think it was cheesy until after the fact. You know what I mean? Because like in the moment, I just really resonated with it, from that aspect. And the whole concept of like survival is a lot of the things that happen in the movie can definitely be viewed from like some psychological lens of like people dealing with trauma and whatnot. And that has a lot to do with like your fight or flight system. The fact that us as human beings are cursed, you know, with knowledge or whatever, you know, the knowledge of like death and like the future and the past and like I don't know where I'm going with this. Those are the ideas, and then like we'll probably figure out ways to connect it to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that scene as well for that reason, because it's like there are, I guess, moments in your life where it's obviously like a good thing and an exciting thing, but it's also just like a relief for a second, you know what I mean, from
Yeah.
like just constant knowledge, like existential hum, you know what I mean, of like life and the fact that, you know, things are not simple and not easy, even though we desperately want them to be. It would be a lot easier for everything to be very black and white or just a dichotomy of this or that. But the more we learn about life, the more we realize it's not that way. And that just makes things more confusing and it makes it like more troubling. But maybe like moments like that are simple enough to where it's like, there's no downside. This is just good. And I can just sit in this. Really sweet movie, really terribly sad. Really liked it. I didn't know Ezra Miller was in it. That was pretty
Oh,
funny.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really good. He was really freaking good in the movie.
Yeah, you know, I think Ezra Miller just plays that character,
Yeah.
and it either fits or it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it
Just
fit.
kind of himself.
Yeah. Have you seen the Stanford Prison Experiment?
No. I
So he's in
really
that.
wanted to.
And
He is. Okay.
I just exactly the same.
Yeah.
But I just hate it. He's like really annoying to me in that
Uh-huh.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
He wasn't annoying in this one as much.
mhm.
Like him being himself is a little obnoxious and annoying, but like it really fit and was really endearing in this movie, I think. Or at least how I felt about him.
Yeah, I've never been an Ezra Miller fan
Uh-huh.
particularly.
Mhm.
And I think that paid off. And
Dude, what is happening?
but
with
he's
him?
not
Oh my
canceled.
gosh.
Um,
It is, dude. The Flash is coming out really soon. I'm really
Yeah.
excited for that.
apparently that's like fantastic movie. Like James Gunn and another big time name
Uh-huh.
watched it, and they both are just fantastic movie.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh. It looks kind of crazy.
yeah,
The last trailer I saw looks really cool. It looks like it's drawing a lot from what's that called? Flashpoint Paradox. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
That storyline.
yeah.
I love that storyline. It's really cool.
That is where it was originally just going to be a Flashpoint movie, and then
Oh, okay.
now it's kind of its own thing, but it takes
Mhm.
it still has a Flashpoint feel to it.
Nice, because it looks a lot like it, but yeah, it's got like all the Batman in it and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but I've never liked Ezra Miller,
Uh huh.
and someone who kind of recommended that movie to me,
Uh huh.
they were a huge Ezra Miller fan, and
Really?
that like his performance is why they recommended it to me. And then I
Really?
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, you don't meet too many Ezra Miller
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
they're like
and
one of their favorite actors, but
yeah, he was like endearing and like, you know, really essential part of the film and the story, and you know, I liked his inclusion, but like that is not the thing I would bank on to like, you know, recommend someone watch it,
right,
which is pretty funny. I would definitely recommend it for Emma Watson and Logan. How do you say it? Logan Lerman?
Logan Lerman. I'm about to flip your head around.
Uh-oh.
Logan Lerman
Uh-huh.
is the bad guy's son in Bullet Train.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but isn't it weird like seeing him in that role and then seeing him in Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you said they're like 10 years apart still, but
It's
crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell it was him.
I know.
The first, like when you said that, I was like, he looked like a totally different guy. But
I feel like his performance is like if you're gonna rave about anyone's performance in that movie, it's definitely his.
yeah, it's definitely his.
You feel like how do you feel about the ending? Do you feel like it wrapped up everything pretty well, or did it feel kind of anticlimactic to you?
No, definitely not anticlimactic. And as far as wrapping up, I don't necessarily know exactly what it did or didn't wrap up, but that felt very in line with like the tone and the message it was kind of conveying throughout the entire movie. Like as far as like things just being really messy and you just having to deal with it, and you know, not being able to always make sense of things, but trying to find the little steps you can take or the little things you can do or the people you can rely on. Like at the end there was a couple of things like storyline wise that I wanted to see play out, but like, you know, we'll like never know what happened, but that just felt very continually like authentic to the whole vibe of the movie. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So I wasn't necessarily looking for any concrete conclusions. It was definitely just kind of there the whole time. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like there were a bunch of parts where I like kind of felt called out here or there, and it was really cool. Like as far as like going through high school and like because it's crazy, but like how old is the main character like throughout this? He's a freshman, right? So he's like 15
Yeah, he's pretty
or
young.
something. That is crazy. 15-year-old like going through all these things and experiencing this and having to deal with that past. You know what I mean? Because I mean the all the actors and actresses were they didn't look that old. They seemed, pretty well cast, but, they were still like 20-year-olds or whatever playing like 15, 16, 17-year-olds. So I had to kind of reminding myself that this was high school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I reminded myself this was high school, it's like, this is an insane amount of, things to be dealing with, things to experience, and like concepts to grapple with at that age. And I think it really conveyed that with all the performances, like every performance, like was really, really nice, really good and raw.
You where you putting it in on your list?
List of
Movies we've talked about.
out of the movies we've talked about,
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. Be cool to rate those. It's like definitely on the upper half out of
Sure.
all the movies we've talked about. Out of all the movies I've ever seen, it's still really high up. Like I can't think of any other like high school movie that's better than that. That was that was a really good movie.
Yeah.
That I'm I'll watch again.
So that was my next question. Are you gonna watch it again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not a whole lot of times. It's really heavy, but definitely again. Definitely to see any of the things I missed. I don't know. What did you like about the movie?
I like that it's really not afraid to it doesn't beat around the bush at all.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
It wants to
Yeah.
tell really raw stories
Mhm.
that people do struggle with and that are
Absolutely. Yeah.
very real. And I mean, three very different struggles
Mm-hmm.
told by three characters that are different but similar. I mean, it's kind of like no pun intended here, but it's kind of like Harry Potter where you got three different people
Uh-huh.
and Hermione's there.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't like that example. I like stories that have three characters that no. What am I trying to say? Stop. Because there's something about a trio that I very much like, and I'm trying to put that
okay.
into words.
Hmm.
But so I guess if you want to say what I really like about the movie, it's the fact that it has three people with struggles and
Mm-hmm.
they find friendship
Yeah.
and they're able to stick together through them.
Yeah.
I'm just a sucker for those stories.
It's interesting you saw it as a trio because I definitely saw it as the main character and everyone else. It was always through that lens of trying to just always try and see it like as much as I could, I guess, from his perspective. Yeah, I don't know. I obviously both characters, like the step, siblings, they were like, his only like real true friends, that entire time. So they were and their stories were, talked about so much and expounded upon, but I never really got that trio vibe until you just said it now, which is really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they're not like, I mean, the main focus of the movie isn't on all three of them,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
Yeah.
of an aspect of the movie, I do like the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't just focus on Logan Lerman's character.
Mm-hmm.
I like movies that have really well written side characters,
Mm.
like
Mhm.
ensemble movies, you could
Yeah,
call
yeah,
them. Though I don't think this technically is one. I'm always more drawn to side characters,
Oh, interesting. That's very
I
interesting.
guess.
Yeah.
I think The Simpsons did that to me. Because The Simpsons has such an awesome
Yeah.
side cast, and it just makes me focus on that
Them
as well.
more.
Yeah.
So you like focusing on the side characters more than the main character usually in whatever you're watching?
More than you're probably supposed to,
Yeah, yeah.
because obviously in the movie, like the movie forces you to focus on the main character.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I like to pay attention to the other ones as well,
Mm-hmm.
just as much.
Freaking what's her name? Kuzak?
Joan Cusack?
Joan Kuzak? Yeah, that was like she was in like for only like a few minutes.
I know. Well,
She's a really good
yeah.
actress. I was like
Jessie.
hoping to see more of her. She is? Oh, she is. Wow,
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot that.
Yeah. She always like she sounds like Jessie too.
Yeah, no, like all the time. That's why I was
Yeah.
like instantly like, oh yeah, it is. Even though I don't think I technically ever knew that. It's so obvious. Yeah.
She's in The Office for one episode. She's in the finale. She plays Aaron's
Yeah.
biological mom.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That scene always makes me cry.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Her
I-
acting in
yeah.
that scene for The Office
Yeah.
goes really hard,
Yeah.
like out of nowhere.
And
Yeah.
she sounds like Jessie.
Yeah. That's what makes it cry too.
Yeah. Well, you know, also that scene in Toy Story 2, man,
Uh-huh.
it's crazy.
Oh, it's been forever since I've seen Toy Story 2.
Jesse's thinking about how she was left in the box. By,
Yeah.
I forget her owner's name, but
Yeah. Dude.
Joan Cusack always delivering emotional performances.
Yeah. Story's so good.
To break down a retrospective Toy Story.
Yeah.
Soon,
That'll be awesome.
1 through 4. I've only seen 4 one time.
I think me too. I think I've only seen it once. It was fine.
Yeah, it was better than like I heard.
Yeah, it was a lot better than I was expecting it to be, for sure.
Probably seen either 2 or 3 the most.
Probably seen one though.
Like when I was a kid, 2 was my favorite, but then whenever 3 came out, I was like the only one I had on DVD for a while. So I just watched that one.
Yeah, I loved 3. I loved it a lot.
You know, it came out 12 years after 2.
No way. What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because the first 2 came out pretty close, and then
Yeah.
there was a huge gap.
Uh-huh.
And then 9 years after 3 is number 4 came out.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
Supposedly they're working on a 5th.
I am semi-excited about that.
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm not excited for Toy Story 5.
A lot of people aren't. A lot of people were mad about 4 that it happened at all.
Yeah. I wonder, so you know how we got Lightyear, which was like the movie that
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear's character's based on? The movie that Andy saw in theaters? I think they should make like a Woody's Roundup like movie.
That would be awesome.
That'd be crazy.
I feel like that would be better than the Lightyear movie.
Yeah.
I did not like the Lightyear movie.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. I didn't like that it was supposed to be Buzz Lightyear. I thought the story, I mean, it's like Pixar's Interstellar. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like a fine space movie. And then it's just like, wait, nothing here reminds me of Toy Story or Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, there's like a quote. Yeah, he says like,
Yeah.
he says something. Or then, you know, I just didn't. I wish they like were more in line with what the Buzz Lightyear lore is in Toy Story.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
me too.
That's my biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
The rest is fun. Like Chris Evans, I thought did a really good job.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the cat's hilarious, but like, where's the cat in Toy Story? Like,
Yeah.
could that not have been an alien or something? You know, like a little green alien?
Yeah.
I think it would have been hilarious if it was a little green alien as the cat.
Yeah, I think they were like too serious about it. Like
But-
it's freaking Buzz Lightyear. I guess
I thought,
this
like,
is
the
supposed to be like what he like this is like before he grows into being like the Buzz Lightyear we know. Is that kind of like what it
Maybe.
is?
No, well, because it's supposed to be the movie that Andy saw.
Then it makes no sense.
I know that's why it bugs me.
Yeah,
If
because
this
if
is
it's
just supposed to be like, oh,
I
a Buzz
can't,
Lightyear adventure.
yeah, I can't see a kid watching it and being like, that's so cool. I want the toy. It didn't feel like that at all. It didn't feel like a cool, fun, like space exploration movie.
I'm fine with the whole with the time thing. I thought that was okay.
I didn't like that at all.
But then I didn't like what they did with Zurg at all.
Yeah, I hated that so
Completely
much.
not in lore.
Get your lore right.
Um,
I was so excited for Zurg.
I know.
He looks so freaking cool. And no.
Woody's Roundup needs to happen.
Yeah, it does. They can't mess it up with time travel.
Bring Kelsey Grammer back as the prospector.
He played the prospector?
Oh yeah, you don't. Oh dude, you gotta go back.
I have to see 2 again. This movie sounds awesome.
Toy Story 2 is like it's probably the best one for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it a lot for sure.
Your sister and I were watching Frasier.
Yeah.
And she's like really into it. And then I don't know, we were talking one day and I was like, oh yeah, because Kelsey Grammer's also, he voices a recurring character in The Simpsons. And of course, we've watched that and stuff. And she's like, his voice is like so soothing. Like, you know, he's got a really good voice acting voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he's really good as like the prospector. And she was like, what? And so we watched Toy Story 2 like right after that.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. And so
Dude.
it's great.
Probably gonna binge Toy Story now.
Retrospective.
Yeah.
I said Toy Story.
Will that be our next one?
Because I mean, like, how long's it been since like you've seen like all 4?
Oh, forever.
Because I watched
years.
the second one just like we probably watched that like 6 months ago. Is when that story happened.
Yeah.
But I don't even think we finished it. I think we just kind of watched it up to the prospector part.
Yeah.
Where he's introduced. And then I wanted to see the credits because, you know, that's where they did the bloopers.
Yeah,
I don't know why they stopped doing that. That's so funny.
I loved those.
And then, of course, I wanted to verify that Disney did cut out one of them whenever it went to streaming. And yeah, they did.
Oh, no.
You know, the
Is
one-
it the one with him with the prospector?
Yeah, it's the one with him and the Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's so messed up, but it's really funny.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney probably cut it out to cover themselves because they probably have a lot of that going on anyway. Oh, they did at one point.
Oh
But,
my gosh. Yeah. We'll hide in plain sight. Put it as a joke in Toy Story.
and then cut it out.
And then cut it out later. That's
That
not
makes it very
suspicious at all.
suspicious.
Perks of being
Perks.
a wallflower?
Liked it. Loved it.
Loved it.
Loved
Yeah.
it. Put it in your letterboxd. No, I mean it's a solid movie. It's definitely well
Mhm.
known. I love the fact that it was suggested by a viewer.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just gonna sit with me.
Why? What do you mean?
I just think that's cool.
No, yeah. It's amazing. Do you mean just like
Just that a movie
what
got
perspective?
suggested.
Yeah. That it's happening at all.
Yes, and that
Cool.
we're able to bring that on the show and connect them to it. So you know.
Yeah. Exciting. Happening. Paul Rudd was good. I wish he was in more.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah.
He was just like the sweetest guy. He was really cool. It was interesting how he didn't end up going to New York. I was really expecting him to. I don't know why. Side part of the movie. So much on the focus, but thinking about it.
Kind of like how Goodwill Hunting didn't take the job.
Yeah. It's like Good Will Hunting. Admit it.
Admit it, Nathan.
Admit it.
You won't say
It was
it.
good. I don't know. It's hard to talk about this movie without getting into a bunch of stuff that I know like we can't put on YouTube.
Sure.
Like specifics wise. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yep.
But those specifics definitely didn't feel, I don't know, just kind of there or shoehorned or anything. They felt very
Like organic.
authentic again. Like it just felt like adding those really terrible things just completely enhanced the authenticity of the movie, because that does happen.
I wonder. Like I own the book, but I've never read it.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be
Or
fascinating.
maybe it.
We could come
Maybe
back
we
to this.
had it, and then maybe I don't remember.
It shouldn't be that different since the author adapted the screenplay.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
but it would still be awesome
I
because
feel like it's written in a weird way. Is it written?
like a perspective wise or something.
Yeah. Let's go back and see.
Because he's
if I have that book.
obviously, is he writing to a fake friend? No, he's writing to his friend who
That's
committed suicide, right?
That's right. I think it's written in the form of letters. Maybe.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe. Or I might be
Oh, that would
confusing that with
would
something
so
else.
be worth reading. Oh my gosh, yeah, because that was the narration of the movie, was him writing the letters to him.
Yeah.
Damn, what crazy. But yeah, super awesome. We'll watch it again. All the performances were so good. Mae Whitman.
Mae Whitman.
Yeah, she plays Tara
Yeah, she does.
in Avatar.
I love her.
Yeah,
She's-
she's a really awesome actress.
Yeah, she's in
What a-
Avatar. She's in Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
She's
She
in
was really good. in
Arrested
Scott.
Development.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim. That's probably what I'm
Yeah.
like.
She
a
does
funny
kind
action
of.
movie.
Yeah. Which you have you seen Scott Pilgrim?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have. Okay.
Movie freaking rocks.
You know, their Netflix is
No way. What?
Netflix is making an anime Scott Pilgrim,
Oh, that's awesome.
and the
that'll be
whole
cool.
original cast is coming back
No
to
freaking
voice.
way.
Yeah, everybody.
That's
gonna be
freaking
crazy.
awesome.
Because Scott Pilgrim,
Uh-huh.
the movie is based on a comic run,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I think the anime is gonna follow that
Mhm.
as well.
Nice. Is what's his name?
Yeah.
The director coming back
Oh, I don't know.
at all?
I don't know.
What's his name? Freaking Baby Driver.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
remember his name.
I love everything I've seen. Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead.
Got you.
Oh, you have your phone.
That's right.
This is
The
sick.
phone is back. It's
I'm gonna
Edgar
be
Wright.
So mad. Yeah, Edgar Wright. For cool.
I don't think he has anything to do with it. Have you seen Last Night in Soho?
No,
That's one that
I do want to see it though. Who's in it?
Thomason McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, I do want to see Birches being a wallflower.
All right.
Are we doing this?
Yeah. You want to explain what's
Epic.
going on?
I'll explain because it doesn't really have a name yet, but it's gonna, I think, potentially become a staple. Maybe just a whole rebranding. So essentially, the working title I have is Unnecessarily Biased Reviews.
Okay.
So essentially, we're going to take a movie from the backlog of movies we have reviewed so that everyone already knows our actual opinions on it, and it's obviously a joke. We're going to take one of the movies we have reviewed so far, and we're going to review it, and we're going to have to get through 5 random prompts. And these prompts we have to weave into our review of the movie in an organic way, and it's just going to be really funny because they're ridiculous prompts. And do you want it to be competitive or just we have to get through?
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
care
sure.
either way.
Yeah.
We'll probably like keep a tally like on the screen while it's happening. But essentially, you're gonna randomly pick 5, I'll randomly pick 5, and we just have to start reviewing the movie again, but having these really weird hot takes thrown into it.
All right. Which movie are we going to review? Did you have one in mind?
I don't have one in mind. Can you have your phone? Can you pull up a wheel and input a few of the movies.
Oh, yeah. So the
Popular,
whale
fun
won the
movie.
first spin.
Ah,
Is there enough to talk about with the whale?
dude, it's so hard to get those in for the whale. I'm totally fine.
Let's just
with
try
try-
it.
It's the first movie we,
Yeah.
or it's on the first episode.
Yeah. Let's just try it.
Gosh, oh gosh, let's try it.
You just want to do like one at a time?
Yeah, I guess we just start reviewing and we have to
Yeah.
like slowly get the 5 in. Okay, crap, this is gonna be so hard.
I know, because I haven't rewatched The Whale, so I'm having to like remember.
Oh, that's true. Like
From,
what
like,
even happened?
3 months ago.
So we're reviewing the whale.
Part 2.
Dude.
Redone.
Redone.
Revisited.
New, revisited.
The Whale
New
revisited.
opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what'd you think of it?
So the opening of the movie,
Yeah.
black screen,
Mm-hmm.
narration by Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
And there's something about like, because then as it slowly pans out, you see that he's actually leading like a Zoom session
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah. Yeah.
for an English class. Because you find out, okay, so he's an English teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then and then it kind of goes out, and so you learn, you're slowly learning a lot of things about Charlie.
Uh huh.
Okay, so he's an English teacher.
Uh huh.
Well, okay, now we see him. Okay, he's obese. As he's teaching the English class, there's something about it that irks me, and this is just how I feel about any English class. And the way that they're taught, the way that American English classes are taught, to me, it's just literal propaganda.
No way. What? That's how you
Yeah.
felt?
That's how I feel. I feel it's literal propaganda,
Like
but that's me.
propaganda for what?
English teachers are fascists.
Every single one of them.
Yes.
What? Because of the literature they're choosing to,
Yes.
to go over.
Either
They're
that or
pushing
the
an
like our
agenda.
MLA format. Either one of those two. But
Yeah.
but that's just the start of the movie for me.
Yeah. I did not pick up on those vibes for sure.
Okay. Well,
but that's
everyone's entitled to their opinion.
yeah, that's just me. I didn't see any of that. I did notice like that the score was pretty solemn the majority of the time. But
Tell me what you thought of the score.
well, it was really solemn the whole time, but not
You're
the
right.
entire movie was solemn.
Okay.
There were a few like kind of endearing moments, kind of sweet moments
You're right.
between the main character. I mean, obviously it's a heavy subject,
Of course.
but I don't know. I felt like maybe in addition to those sweet moments, we could have used some brevity or something.
Yeah, to kind of like a breath of fresh air.
A breath of
almost.
fresh air. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I and it was always just kept in the whole freaking, it was always just in the house.
Well, yeah,
Like, we
yeah.
never got outside. We never saw anything else.
Right.
Like, I don't know. You can do it however you want. Like, I don't know. Maybe he had to drive to go somewhere and he wanted to turn on the radio or something.
How's
or,
he gonna drive?
Or, well, I don't know. Someone would have to help him. Or maybe he has a,
Maybe the nurse was
he
driving.
has this little scooter thing. Like,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
he's driving in that, but it's outside.
Okay.
And maybe we could have had like, I don't know, maybe he had a moment and he could have turned on the radio or something. You know,
Okay.
like in the Mario movie and like played an older song to kind of like give you some nostalgia, like Take on Me.
Okay.
That would have been cool if, you know, I wish they played Take on Me like in the Mario movie. That's all I'm really saying.
Okay.
Because I love the Mario movie.
The Super Mario Bros. Was a good
It
movie.
was so freaking good. The whale could have learned something from that movie.
Yeah. Too bad it came out before it, man. And the script and the play was written even before that. But I feel like that's just, since it was adapted from a from a play,
Yeah.
it did have some and it wanted to stay true to it. It didn't want to take any liberties with it being a film. I think we talked about how the original playwright wrote the screenplay.
Yeah.
He wanted to keep it faithful.
Uh-huh.
And whenever you're doing a play, you do have a lot of restrictions. If you do want it to be taken seriously and get a good message across.
Okay.
And that's why they had to keep it in the apartment.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm doing for the play. But
Yeah. Set wise.
it did have some moments that were boring
For
to
sure.
me. Me being a little, like a little geeky, probably could have enjoyed a little more pizzazz, something a little more sci-fi.
Like Take on Me.
Like Take on Me.
Like a little moment.
What I'm trying to say is that the movie would have been better with aliens
Aliens in
in The Whale. It's time. Have you seen that meme? It's actually one of my favorite memes, like
no way.
from this time, where it's seen from Ant-Man Quantumania.
Uh-huh.
And Ant-Man's like he's like, we need help. He's like, the whale, go get Kang. And then like it's like Brendan Fraser like as the whale cropped it. It's so stupid. But anyway, so yeah, I think the film, if they
That
wanted
meme
to go that
inspired you.
route, it could have used aliens.
Yeah. If they wanted to make it a little more, I don't know, like viewer friendly experience, right? They could have taken a page out of, Ant-Man Quantumania. They could have been more like Super Mario movie, Take on Me,
Yeah.
just aliens, some kind of sci-fi. Every movie has to have a little sci-fi in it. Like,
Right.
Everywhere All at Once is just an amazing story about a family learning to accept each other and love each other. But it had sci-fi. So it was better.
Right.
The Whale could have been better with aliens.
It could have been
Kinda
better
what
with
you're-
aliens.
what you're
It
getting at.
wouldn't have been so propaganda-y.
Yeah.
Um,
If it was less set in just like a real world scenario, it would have been less.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. You know what? The whole propaganda thing, that part made me tee up.
Tee up. That made you.
Oh, God.
Were
It
you
made me-
playing golf?
No, it made me tear up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you
Because like,
misspoke.
why are they? I did speak. Because why are they doing this? Where are the aliens?
I don't know.
They made me cry.
Okay. Odd.
Other parts too.
Yeah.
Like him talking to his
What else
daughter
made
or
you-
whatever. But
Yeah, yeah. Those were some emotional parts.
I don't know, man.
Or the end. That's sad. He dies. Spoilers.
Spoilers. That part made me tear up too. In the Mario movie, when they
Okay.
did Take on Me,
Yeah.
that didn't sound like the original though.
Did it not?
No,
It was.
sound like a cover. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Wasn't that The Weeknd
No. It
doing the cover?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Okay. No, it definitely was not The Weeknd. I was trying to fit my card in there, but I can't. Well, this is really like a response. So like I really
Okay,
need you
here.
to
Well,
take
let's.
the lead here.
You know what? So Christopher Nolan, he's done so many movies,
Mhm.
the majority of which are great movies. But for the Whale's run,
Yeah.
didn't he break into directing theater for a time just to give it a shot?
No.
I heard that somewhere though. I
No,
think
he
he
didn't.
broke into directing theater for a bit, and I think he did take on some performances, or maybe like a different, like putting on the Whale.
I
Like,
think you're wrong.
I think that was his direct. I think that was Christopher Nolan's directorial debut for the stage.
Was it
The
You're
Whale?
wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
You're
well, I
wrong.
just heard that somewhere.
Okay. Check your sources.
Yeah, I should really check. I shouldn't just listen to the first short I have. Did you just
Sure.
give up?
No, that wasn't a good card. It wasn't specific enough. We talked a long time about the overeating scene with the
Yeah.
the double stacked pizza and the
Yeah.
ranch dressing.
Yeah.
And how I just thought could have been like that was kind of overdone, and then you changed my mind about how it's more of a that's his knife, I think is the words you used.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn.
and it made me really see that better. But just watching him just eat like pizzas and ice cream. I think I told you this, and this is true. That scene did make me kind of hungry.
This
But-
scene made you hungry?
It did.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did. It made me pretty hungry.
Oh my god.
It made me really want pizza, like some bacon, pepperoni pizza, some ranch. It looked good. It was a sad scene though. I will give you that. But then like the ice cream.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of ice cream, it always kind of makes me think of like Lego City Undercover. Have you played Lego City
I
Undercover?
still haven't. No.
Okay, it's kind of late, but it's a good one. That game
Yeah, for
turns,
sure.
I think, 10 years old this
No
year.
way, what?
Yeah. There's a section of the game where you have to get close to this mob boss, Vinny Papalaro,
Papalero?
Papalardo.
Papalardo?
Vinny Papalardo, I think is the name.
Okay. A mob boss.
A mob boss,
in Lego City Undercover.
and he runs like an ice cream place.
Oh my gosh. Like this is front.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and but anyway, that scene
Mm-hmm.
in Lego City Undercover reminds me of a scene from the original Lego Batman game, Lego Batman the video game.
Yeah.
Whenever you're up against Mr. Freeze in particular,
Yep.
and but anyway, I always I hate that level.
The one with Mr. Freeze.
Yes, because that Mr. Freeze is just it's not my Mr. Freeze.
It's not your Mr. Freeze?
No, I've never seen a Mr. Freeze that I like more than the one from the 90s film Batman and Robin.
Really?
Yes, I miss Arnold as Mr. Freeze. He's my favorite version of the character. I hope they don't even touch the character in Robert Pattinson's Batverse unless
Oh my gosh.
it's
Yeah.
Arnold. But anyway, my mind is kind of wanders. So whenever I see the whale eating ice cream.
Yeah, it makes you.
It took me to how much I miss
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Damn. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze. Nicolas Cage would have killed that shit too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he could have for sure.
Yeah.
Have you heard that story about how he was voicing Noir Spider-Man? They picked him, they really wanted him to play it for a reason. They thought it would be really cool if he sounded like Nick Cage.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like doing the voice, and they're like, "There's something missing. Like you don't sound enough like
Nicolas
Nick Cage."
Yeah.
And apparently he like responded with, "Oh, you want the full Cage?" Okay.
Did he say that?
I don't know if that's true.
You want
That's just
the full
something.
Cage.
I think I'm already at 5, but
I am too.
I didn't realize you made extra. I'm kind of pissed, meow.
Yeah, piss me out. I am piss me out.
But those are my updated thoughts on the whale.
I feel nothing.
The book was better for the whale.
This, I guess, you can call the.
This is, I will call it a book. So there was a lot of like sexual tension between the whale and his nurse.
What? What?
It was
Those vibes. What?
I
I did not get those
but
vibes.
it was still a better love story than Twilight.
This movie birthed me.
Well, this was funny.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
What'd you call this?
Unnecessarily biased reviews.
I'd say that was it.
That definitely happened.
I legit thought you were like, I forgot I wrote that weekend one. I was like, what?
Oh, you thought I actually thought it was the.
For like a second, then I was like, oh wait, that's right. The card I struggled with that was not.
Oh, what was it?
It was just gaslight somehow. But like that wasn't all the stuff. I was like, the only opinions you were giving at the time were the cards.
Card.
And so I was just trying to like figure out a way I could gaslight an already wrong opinion, and so or something wrong. So anyway,
Oh my gosh.
it wasn't specific enough.
Yeah.
Maybe another time.
That tangent to get to Mr. Freeze.
Well, I could have just like gone ice cream, Mr. Freeze, but I was like, I kind of want to keep talking. That's kind of how I was with a couple of them. I was like, I want to like bring something in first and then go to the thing I have to get to.
That was pretty funny.
How far off topic can I get?
And bring it back to the movie.
You reckon now, y'all? It's kind of like telephone. I did take some notes on dialogue.
Oh, okay.
So,
Like,
okay, real quick.
do it.
Played the Quarry. The dialogue is the worst dialogue I've ever heard. It's the most unnatural, weird, like cringe trying to sound like a teenager dialogue ever.
Really?
Because like the characters are like
it's like
19.
worse
Yeah, it's like worse
than Until Dawn?
than Until Dawn for sure. The dialogue's way worse. And I just took down some of my favorite quotes
Yeah.
from the game. And some of these would be okay if like it was supposed to be funny or like comedic.
Yeah.
Like the tone is already like that, but all of these are just at the wrong time, or they're just bad. So early on in the game, 2 characters are looking for supplies in a supply room, and they find a door that was previously locked, and they open it up, and it's like a new room that actually has what they're looking for.
Uh-huh.
And one of the characters says, "Good golly, Miss Molly."
No way. What?
Not even a laugh, just like immediately mad. Like they walk and it's like quiet. There's a jump scare like a little bit before this line's delivered. And then they open the room and he's like, "Good golly, Miss Molly."
When is this set?
I don't. Oh, it's set like in present day at like a summer camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Later on, a character makes a statement and another character responds with "hard agree," which I've never heard anyone say before.
You haven't?
I've never heard anyone say "hard agree." Have you?
I feel like I
No, you
might
haven't.
have. I
No,
feel
you
like
haven't.
I might have.
No. No one says "hard agree." Like at least on its own. Like maybe like, oh, okay,
I've
like
definitely
I
heard
hard agree with
disagree.
that, or hard disagree or
I've
something.
definitely heard hard disagree.
Sure, but hard no.
agree with that.
No, but that's it. That's all he says. He's not even like I hard agree with that or like wow I don't. It's
Oh,
stupid.
he just says 2
he's
words.
like,
No,
hard
3
agree.
words. Hard agree with that.
Yeah, and it's.
4 words. Oh my gosh, I can count.
Do you know the actor Justice Smith? He's like a newer actor.
Uh-huh.
He's like gotten really popular like the past 10 years. He plays that character, and his character has like a really monotone voice the whole game, and that's how he delivers the line. He's like, "Hard agree." Unfortunately, a lot of these are his because his delivery is just really weird in the game. Later on in the game, a character gets a bunch of blood on him,
Oh gosh.
and he comes back to the group, and the character sees their friend who was gone, and comes back covered in blood.
Yeah.
It's very serious. And he says, "Why are you covered in what I hope is strawberry jelly?"
No way.
Which is just
What's this Scooby-Doo line?
It's so bad. Oh, a character who's been imprisoned all summer by a crazy police officer
Oh my gosh.
hears some unfortunate news
Uh-huh.
about where his biology is headed, finds out he might be a werewolf. And he says, son of a binky bonky.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
You're making this up.
I'm not. We should play through the Quarry.
Son of a
It's a rated
binky
M game.
bonky?
There are F words, there are cuss words all over the place. But he says,
No way
son
he
of a
says-
binky bonky.
No way he says
He
that.
does.
How
I'll have
old
to
is
show
this
you
guy?
these.
Oh my god.
This guy's, I think all the characters are between like 19 and 20.
Are you serious? What is going on?
Yeah. Some characters are talking about how they're in the midst of like a werewolf hunt and it's really messed up.
Uh-huh.
And someone says like something stupid that wasn't stupid enough for me to write down, but they're like something about how they're being a part of a ghost story. And a character corrects them by saying, this isn't a ghost story, it's a creature feature, which just hurts me.
Oh.
Hurts me. A character has one of their eyes scratched out and has an eye
In
patch.
the same game where the guy said binky bonky.
Yes. And they have an eye patch. Well, they discover that whenever you get turned into a werewolf, your body heals. And so she's been bitten and she notices her bite's gone, her arm's healed. And so another character's like taking off her eye patch and he sees that her eye is back.
Yeah.
And he says, what big eyes you have, Grandma. That's probably the worst one because it's a very serious point in the game. It's like nearing the climax. And he's like, what big eyes you have, Grandma. It's so bad. It's awful.
She got bit by a werewolf?
Yeah.
And she's like gonna turn into a werewolf.
Yeah. And her body's healing because she's about to turn into one. And yeah.
And that's why he said it.
Yep. What big eyes you have, Grandma. Because her
What did
eyes.
he say after that? What the?
They're like, I don't even know. They're just like, let's go. Let's continue on our story. I don't even know if they were smart enough to connect it to the fact that she's like going to be a werewolf. Or if it's just that her eye's back. I don't know.
It has to be that
Hopefully.
she was gonna be a
I
werewolf,
hope so.
and it's like Little Red Riding Hood.
This is the last one. Two characters are, they're walking in this quarry. And they're walking
And they're
up
about
like
to
this.
get it on. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. They're walking up like this really ran down staircase and like this big cavern.
Yeah.
And it's like breaking. And there's a couple times they've had to like move over quickly because like there's like a rock or like the stairs like actually falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at one point, like the whole thing just like collapses and the characters are separated. They're on opposite sides of it. And so the girl, she has to make this leap, like this vertical, like diagonal leap to get to the next platform.
Yeah.
Well, she does it. And like, she falls and she's like, oh, and like gets up and she's like, man, I could really go for a hamburger right now.
What?
Yeah. It's so stupid. And that's just like, this is just the surface. Because sometimes I was like, I had to pay attention for like quick time events or something.
And you couldn't.
And I
write
couldn't
down-
write stuff down. But yeah, I'm about to have my third playthrough, hopefully.
Oh my gosh!
Finish this
The
up.
third?
Yeah, I've played through it twice. And then I'm working on my third right now. So I'll have to remember to jot down some more maybe.
Oh my!
But yeah, the dialogue.
This
like
is so Scooby Doo.
yeah, it's so
Jinky, Zoinks, Rut-row.
son of a binky.
Son of a binky bonky.
Yeah,
What does Velma say?
she says jinkies.
Oh, she says Jinkies.
Well, I feel like they all kind of say the same thing.
Jinkies, Zoinks is Shaggy. Rut-row. Raggy. Daphne says something. And
Fred's like, let's all split up. Let's split up, gang. Daphne and I will take the bedroom.
Yep.
Let's
that's
split
true.
up, gang.
Oh my god.
Have you seen any of Velma, by the way, the HBO Max show?
Mm-mm.
I watched the first 2 episodes and I was just like, I don't need to continue this.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't look interesting.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's too meta.
Yeah. Exactly. It's getting a little stale.
Tired of all these meta things.
Yep. Tired of it.
Tired of.
Damn it.
Come on.
Meta
Stop being
things.
so meta.
Stop it. Can we go back to being
Not meta.
not meta?
What is that?
What is not?
I don't know what not meta is. What's the opposite of meta? Like where you don't know you're in a show.
Yeah.
Or you don't know what's going on in the real world.
Dream like?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or dreamlike movies.
More just normal movies, just telling stories, just actors acting and
Sure.
stuff. Cool.